What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how you can become consistently profitable on a small account. How can you make over $500 every single day with a small account? Now first, what do I consider a small account? Personally, to me, a small account is anything of $10,000 or less. Now some people might have a $500, $1,000 account. Those I like to call a micro account. Full transparency, when I first started, I only had about $2,000 on my account, so don't feel bad if you're trading with a small amount. It's all part of the process. We all have been there and done that. So now I trade with over six figure. Usually I keep around $300,000 in my trading account, but my usual position is somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000 on the higher end. So I don't trade with all that money. But keep in mind, we all started with a small account, and you can become profitable in a small account. For example, one of our head traders, Zeus, turned $800 into $16,000 in 8 trading days. Of course, he's been trading for a long time, and he knows, he put in the work, he studied. But that just shows that if you put in the work, you come in, you study, you watch this video, subscribe to the channel, you hit the like button, you comment, it's proven to increase your winning rate. So make sure you do those things, because Zeus did it, and that's how he grew his account. So make sure you're doing the same. I wanted to give you guys a video on how you can build your trading career and your small account into a larger account. I'm going to be giving you guys 3 main rules that I want you to follow. And of course, if you're looking for a trading community to grow and learn from and with, make sure you hit the links down below. You join our trading community. I trade live every single day on there, share my daily watch list, and we have 4 other 6 and 7 figure head traders that share all their trades, entries, and exits, so you can come in, learn, and maybe even follow a couple trades, make some money, and grow your account. So here's my rule number 1. I want you to trade only in one stock and one symbol only. You might be thinking, Daniel, what the heck? You tell me to build a watch list. I gotta keep up with the news. I see what's going on Twitter. I gotta follow the next hype. Tell you guys that's all wrong. When you're a beginner, focus on one stock. I promise you. Like the old saying goes, less is more, especially in the trading. It's gonna stress you out more. You can focus on just one trade, and one quality trade is all you really need. My recommendation for most beginners is going to be trading an ETF like the SPY. Of course, the SPX is a little more dangerous, so I will stick to the SPI. The reason being, it's always going to give you a great move. It follows, and you don't have to worry about following an index, because this is the index that everything else kind of follows. The spreads are really nice if you're trading options, and it is always has great volume. So you're going to have no issues with that. You don't have to keep up with any news really with it when you're trading at levels, 2 levels. Again, when I do trade, and we talk about small account, we trade options, right? I trade mostly options, and options can be more dangerous, but it can also be a really good tool to really increase your winning amounts with a smaller amount starting with. For example, an option contract can move 100%, while the underlying asset may only move 2%. Right, that's the extreme leverage that options give you. Of course, they can be a little bit more risky. If you want to learn more about options, make sure you check out some other videos I made in the past, breaking down options and how a beginner can start with trading options. There's nothing but free education and free game on this channel, so that's why you gotta watch this video, share with your friends, share with your parents, and make sure they're learning as well. So write this down. Rule number 1 is mostly sticking to only one symbol. For me, it will be SPY or the QQQ. So it's going to be the 2 symbols I recommend you guys stick into. Next up, once you get to your chart, you find your ticket, I want you to get rid of all the indicators. You don't need it. Trust me, indicators are 90% of them. You guys are using them wrong anyway, and it's just noise on your charts. Get rid of them. Simply trade major supply and demand level, support, resistance level in this case. So the way I like to drop my support and resistance and really trade level to major level is I like to start the daily and then work my way down to the 1 hour, 50 minutes, 5 minutes, and potentially the 1 minute. What is a support and resistance level? It's very simple. I've talked about it on the channel hundreds of times, and I've even 2 to 3 videos on that, so make sure you go watch those. But for example, here you have this level of 393. As you guys can see here, every time the SPY came down to 393, bounced. Finally you broke, but it gave you 5 chances of buying and ripped up, buying and ripped up, buying and ripped up, buying and ripped up, buying and ripped up. This really meaning that if you bought calls or took a long position, you wouldn't make money every single time. So I will put that as my support level and write that down. Now let's go to nowadays. What's our support and resistance level? Here, of course, the support will be around this $400 level. This 400 is a whole number. Usually when you get a 100, 200, 300, 400, those are going to be major mental level. So it makes sense for it to be a resistance or a support level. As you can see, when pressed at 400, that's what happened, rejection. Finally broke above, and now it turned into support. That means you retested it and you bounced higher. Again here with rejection. Here you kind of broke above it, but guess what happened? You rejected again. So now price is coming up to that $400 level, which you can expect some kind of rejection to potentially profit and take a trade off of. Next up, we'll look at this 396. This is another level that could be a resistance or support level. As you guys can see, from 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're right on it. That's kind of where we ended our rally today, with a really strong rally. Now we'll go down and come to my 1 hour chart. Why my 1 hour? Because you want to draw those major levels on the daily and bring them down to find your exact execution and find your exact entry. You're not gonna be able to find an exact entry on a daily time frame. That's just the reality of it. So on the 1 hour, I will look and then look at the pre-market and be like, well, this is right on 396. So for me, for tomorrow, I would just have to wait to see what kind of happens here. For example, you open up above, then this could be a support level that I could trade and take a long position to the next major level, which would be this $400 level. And once with this $400 level, I can look for a move back down to this $396 level. So how would that look? For example, if I took this bounce here, this would be my trade. Stop loss below the last red candle, below that low. And now look at this. This kind of brings me into my next rule that I need you guys to follow. I promise you guys, if you follow these rules, make sure you're writing it down, make sure you're learning, make sure you're putting a sticky note on your computer. It's going to help you remember them. Next rule is only take trades that are a 1 to 3 risk reward or better. This means that if you take 3 trades and only 1 is profitable, you should be break even anyway. So that means, right, if someone has a 1 to 3 risk reward, they take 3 trades, they lose 6, they're still making money. Now someone has a 1 to 1 risk reward, they take 3 trades, they take 6 trades, 3 are green and 3 are red, they have not made any money, right? That's the competitive edge that you gotta have when you're looking for your trade. It's really gonna push your discipline and not really chasing any trade and just focusing down on those really nice setups like I'm showing you guys today, right? You need to have the mental discipline to respect your money and not just jumping into any trade. Next up, we'll look at what would happen here. Look at short position, stop loss above the last high, which in this case, since we haven't touched it, we're right on this level. The last profit target at the support, and this will be again very similar. A 1 to 3 risk reward. It's actually a trade. If you're watching today, which is 316, this is something you can look at for tomorrow. I'm giving you guys a little free game in here if you're not seeing this, right? And this is simply all the type of trades that I will take. Now let's talk about stop losses, because you guys can know managing risk is the #1 thing that's going to make you profitable versus not profitable, and how you can start building that account and keep growing it. The way I like to do stop loss is that I need a close over a 5-minute chart. If I'm trading 5-minute chart, for me to stop out. That's how I like to trade this. So let's say price hits this level, I enter my short position, it's rather than going down, I'm unlucky, it goes above, I wait for this candle to close. You gotta wait for the full candle to close, because a lot of times market makers like to play game, you wick above it and you come right back down to then your theory to be right. I like to take 3 different partial profits. That's usually something around 25% of the contract price, 20% of the contract price, even 15% of the contract price, depending on what the chart is looking like. Then again, take your partial profits around 40 to 45%, and then hopefully I can get some big gainers like 70 and 80%. As I'm doing that and as price is moving down, what I'm doing is adjusting my stop loss to go past my entry, that even if price rallies back up, I'm going to be stopping out in the green and still making a profit. The #1 thing for you to build a good account, to build a growing account, is to do what? Not lose money. Exactly, right? So even a small profit is better. Now, the #1 myth in the stock market is that as soon as you see green, take green. I don't want you to just take green. You're just moving down your stop loss to lower risk, but you're still giving yourself, if this keeps selling off, right, you're still giving your chance to let it run, right? You're letting your winner run, because as it's moving, you're also moving your targets, right? So you're doing this. This keeps going lower, you can keep adjusting it, and you're putting yourself in a position to potentially catch a home run. You're not going to catch it all the times, but about 20% of the times, just adjusting your stop loss. It's not going to come up and hit your stop loss. It's going to keep selling off and going towards that one direction. That's going to put you in a position to potentially catch a home run, and that's how you're really going to grow, take those big leaps into an account, right? Again, you're not taking on more risk because you're moving your stop loss lower, but you're also putting yourself in a nice position to catch some home runs here and there. So I want you guys to do this as well. And then lastly, what I want you to do, if you are able to grow your account for, let's say, 1,000 to 2,000, I want you to take that $1,000 out that you made and pay yourself with it. Go have fun, go buy yourself something nice, because it's going to do something to your mental. Understand, this is a business. You're not just kind of gambling on the internet. You can really make real money and really change your life with it. And as well, think about this: if you made money with $1,000, right, and now you have $2,000, ask yourself, are you a 2 times better trader? Are you Are you twice as better as you were yesterday when you had only 1,000? More than likely you're not. But now guess what? Your portfolio, your balance has doubled. So that's a ton more risk, and people usually tend to do really well until they size up without really able to control it, can't control their emotions, and then you blow up, right? Because the number one thing and number one issue we have as a traders is our emotional aspects. The more things we can do to remove the emotions out of it, the better our trading will be. So I hope you guys enjoy videos like this where I talk about the small beginner traders trying to grow your account. Hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you guys hit the like button, subscribe button, join our trading community down below. As always, peace.